This episode of the I Know podcast is brought to you by Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker Black Label is one of life's true icons, a masterful blend of single malt and grain whiskies from across Scotland. Aged for about even more than 12 years. The result is a timeless classic with depth and a balance of flavor. Drink it with ice, neat, or you could drink it like me with some chaser. Johnny Walker, sweetness wrapped in smoke.
This episode of the INO podcast is also sponsored by Ike Harmony. Ike Harmony offers a range of massage services to address soft tissue pain, dysfunction, and injury. They also aim to help support the recovery of a person with high active lifestyles. You're working in a 9-to-5 and a high-stress environment. If you don't know if you need a massage or not, just give Ike Harmony a call at 259-7719. Once again, that is 259-7719.
This is the I Know podcast where we all about healthy debate, honest conversation, and talking bare junk. Information, knowledge, observation. So on the 8th of February, we had the pleasure of speaking to Father Philis. Father Philis is as mad as he is a genius. And we got to explore all kinds of things with him. One of them being, of course, Rihanna's announcement came out right before we shot. So we had a conversation about that, and we had a lot of fun talking about that, celebrating her pregnancy. We also spoke about NFTs. We spoke about Brawling, his rise to fame, and his plans for his next hit after Brawling, which, as we all know, he went on to do. Leave a comment below if you enjoy it. We hope that you enjoy it as much as we did. And with that being said, let's start. This is the I Know podcast. I-N-O, information, knowledge, observation. Also, I know nothing. Big up a man like Coffee. We got man like Mosey.
Yeah.
Tart Hard Mose. We got man like Rome. I know me, Tommy sweet, but we got Tommy outside. My name is Marcus Myers, and we have a very, very special guest with us. Many times we have seen artists have to learn how to market themselves. But this is the first time that we have to see a marketer become an artist. This case study is one that I want to hear about. I know the men want to hear about it too. If you told me that somebody decided to leave their job to travel the world, to walk up on bumpers in different area codes, I would say that that's a ridiculous idea, but it seemed like it working. Without further ado, we got the brawling boxy battler himself, Father Philis. What's the word, dog?
Hey. Good afternoon.
Yo, sorry.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, for
Cheers,
sure, man,
dog.
for sure, for sure.
Cheers, me. Yeah. For real.
Good afternoon. It's your boy Father Philis. I'm here on the INO podcast with Russell, Marcus, and Russell Kofi. Jesus
First
Christ,
name
man.
change.
Marcus, that sounds better as the last name.
Russell Marcus?
You're right.
Oh God, we got nothing to talk to you about. First thing, can we address the elephant in the room? There was a question that Mosey had before all this.
We can just do this.
Everybody, you're
Damn.
crazy.
You know
dude.
you at me, right?
So should I just ask one thing?
No, ask a question now.
I can kill you anyway. Either way, you there, bro.
Mosey wants to know if that's your real voice.
My real voice?
Yeah.
So basically what happened is, right, I was dropped as a child. You know, like Happy Feet, when they
Same,
dropped
to be
Happy and started
honest.
that?
Yeah.
Correct. So
Right.
they dropped me and the voices got a little fuck up and the head's a little different now.
right.
But, you know,
Okay.
I find it
Yeah.
interesting that dropping the baby might fuck the voice box and not much exterior.
You didn't say how he landed coffee.
Yo, my father was like, what? Man, I want a girl, you understand? So the velocity,
yeah.
from there, was my first word. You know, it was all uphill.
Spell that for me.
Huh? So it's 2 B's and 4 R's minimum.
Oh, minimum.
Correct.
So it's a variant word.
If you want to smile from there, you have to do 4 B's followed by 8 R's to keep it,
Oh, so
proportional.
multiples. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
It's
I
okay.
don't like that you have an answer for that.
Oh man, but yeah, I said that you have a very interesting way of speaking, and I really like it. It's like a posh kind of thing, like you sound like you eat your rotis with a knife and fork, like that kind of vibe. You get what I mean? You get what I mean, though?
Yeah.
I want to call that posh.
Yeah. It has a posh twang.
Man, I would say first of all that I eat my rotis anyway. You know, they could be open up, basset shot, what's not, just for that record to be made, because I'm a Trini man at heart. And other than that, I ain't know about posh, as you were saying. No, I consider myself a bad man at heart. So
I ain't not a bad man, but I personally won't go as far as to say posh. Is
It has a thing though.
yeah, there's
What's
a
the
thing.
thing?
I'm trying to find like Seneca
There's something
compared
there.
to. It's like a series of running on sentences,
yeah.
but one thought.
Oh man, but okay. So here's where we can start. Did I get the story correctly that you did leave your job when Brawling came out to do your tour?
Yeah. So at first I tried to, first of all, I was working full time when I made the song Brawling. And it's only after I started to see people liked it. Actually, I would say specifically after I saw the repost of Rihanna singing in the car, that inspired us to go and get it produced properly. So,
I leave my job too if that
correct,
were
correct. So, the thought of biting Rihanna's botsy was more than enough motivation to dash away a 9-to-5 job and pursue the botsy around the world. You understand?
Fair enough.
My grandmother blessed the journey as well. So, with her blessing, I
I don't know. That's
Pursue.
kind of odd thing for a grandma to endorse, though.
yeah.
she said, Phil, go and bite that botsy and don't come home until you do.
I don't know if you're serious. I think that was a joke. I'm gonna assume it was a joke, but
Yeah.
Call her and ask her. Call her and ask her.
Your
around there,
grand
but
crew.
get him. Never mind.
Your
Laugh it
grand
up.
crew. Oh, same. Okay, so you left your job and that was after Rihanna. So in the event that anything like this whole journey fails, it is Rihanna's fault.
Correct. Because she had no right doing what she did to me last week. It was disgusting.
Right,
wicked,
yeah,
wicked
yeah,
and deceitful.
It was
And
only last week.
I
You
don't-
would know.
I don't even want to know how it feels like years.
Yeah.
Since I heard the news about what she did to me, I haven't been the
Jesus.
same. I actually feel like I'm gonna drop a Adele-esque kind of album following up from this, right? Because
Wow.
I feel like as a man that like listening to fake rap, that's something I would enjoy.
yeah.
I feel like a good comedy song about that one. I want from Drake though.
She's responding.
She
She says, "Phil, who?" That was Rihanna, by the
"Oh, I
way.
thought it was my grandma. I thought you texted my grandma."
tell her did you spell Phil with 2 L's? Because it's with 1 L. You cannot trust a Phil with 2 L's. This way. All right.
Rihanna is typing.
She knows me. She knows me as father or daddy or
Ooh. Ooh.
Probably fancy of Savage Fan.
Oh shit.
I have nothing else to do.
It's not gonna be your ass, bro.
Oh, shit.
But honestly, right now, boy, can't tell me that it's like Rocky in the Bajan man.
But he is, though.
You man named
Yeah,
Rocky
yeah.
Mears, though.
Yeah.
But he is, though.
Yeah.
I know that man went Westbury.
But Rakim though, for real, Rakim, all people.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Rakim is
that's a solid
He
Barbadian
even
name
went
if
call
ever
me
heard
dog.
one.
Why would she do that? He sound like a QC man.
Hey, Rakim Mears don't sound like a QC
It's
name.
on Garrison to me.
Yeah, that sounds like
Nah,
a
you're
real.
right,
Yeah, that
you're
sounds like
right.
Garrison for real.
Right, I mean,
I know he used to mash up transport work buses.
I would
though.
I would respect him more if he was a
Thanks,
Garrison man because he's St. Michael. He's not a town man. He's
Yeah.
not a town man at all.
For real.
Rakim went St. Winifred's. You understand?
No, not
Dog, but that's a
Rakim.
stretch.
No,
You
I don't
cannot
think that-
name
I don't think
Rakim
that
on
would-
both same friend.
Rakim went St. Winifred's or Codrington. His family came in on an exchange
Nope.
program. You
Nah.
understand?
Exchange program.
Rakim, dog.
He is fooling her. She's not.
Rakim went to
You
the
can't
shop.
get more
Rakim walked to the corner
flesh
shop barefoot.
than
B.
Mears.
No. He is fooling her. I'm telling you. It's that Twitter's what the fuck is it
Get your
called?
words.
Tinder.
had one
The
trend.
Tinder Swindler.
Oh
Yeah, I
Tinder
saw that.
Swindler. Correct. He is the Tinder's. What the fuck?
Ooh.
He is.
Don't do drugs, kids.
He is the Tinder
That
swindler.
my woman was
I'm telling
pregnant with
you.
Gonzo too.
Rakim is the Tinder swindler, and my girl is not pregnant. 'cause
Rihanna is my main, but you're a girl, by the way.
She's not.
Oh, it's not a pregnancy?
I haven't processed
faking
it
it.
yet. Okay.
Oh, she's bloated.
She has gas.
Mm.
alright? She has slight
Yeah.
gas. Okay, but it's a phase.
Fine, she put everything good.
You gotta cut all of this.
What?
I still intend to bite the bot. See if she hears me talking about her like this, she might be a little bit disturbed.
Yeah, she would.
Drop it in 5 years, man. All right, drop it now. It's alright.
I like how you talk about our national hero like this. This is our national hero.
Yo, that's wild.
It's still very
That's wild. This is that's a conversation about a national hero.
Oh,
Sarah Angel
my
could never,
God.
But it's a Comer thing, so we good.
Oh shoot, boy, they gonna got me like Rex again, boy. Shit.
Oh.
You thought right that right before when I spotted him, he said he don't want to get Rex. I know that. No, you feel it's the Fresh and Fit podcast,
Oh,
dog. What you
shit.
think? Is it feel that controversial, me?
Jesus
Find out the
Christ.
comment.
Another Comer thing. Can we just say that was the worst week we've ever had?
Yo, wow.
What happened
my
that
God.
week?
Yo.
Yo.
You remember Walter from school, right?
No.
Nah,
not
Walter,
really.
what
not
are
too,
he?
not too familiar with the man. But I know him. I know him pretty decent. He's a good fella.
You know him?
I respect him on a spiritual level.
Well,
Do you?
what about
Walter was
personal
like
level?
Yeah.
Walter's like 2 years
Hmm?
below
What
us,
about
I
a
think.
personal level?
Personal level, I
Mhm.
mean, I respect the hustle. You
Oh,
know, I respect
okay,
the hustler.
okay.
You
Mhm.
know, I recently said to people, right? Whatever you're doing, just be consistent. If you're a
Mm.
terrible, if you're a good person, be good forever. If you're a bad person, be bad forever. Once
Mhm.
you're consistent, I can fuck with you.
I like
You
that.
feel me?
They were only heels.
Yeah, you need villains.
Mhm.
That's a good. That's a good.
Mhm.
That's actually a good point, and I think that you apply that consistency with your, I guess, with Brawling.
Mhm.
It seemed to me, this is what I think. I think in terms of marketing, you being a marketer, right?
Mhm.
There is a new strategy that artists have to take from your book and from TikTokers and stuff out there. Here's what I think that you did. You throw things at the wall and see if something sticks. So any day when you wake up, you make content. Some things work, some things don't. The more things that you put out, the higher the chance something will work. It just so happened that one thing stuck, and then from there, you just started to beat at that one thing until eventually you like penetrated this membrane into now all these opportunities coming up. I feel like a lot of artists just take too much time on their craft and don't put out volume
Mhm.
and consistently put out volume. And I think that is something that you kind of capitalized on. I just want to know what you think about that strategy.
So yeah, I think that what you just said is exactly it. Like, you know, my plan has always been to make as much content as possible, just put it out there, and you know, as you said, wait and see what the reaction is, the engagement, and then build from that. So like a lot of people don't really drop songs on Twitter, you know, and like I would wake up in the morning, go on YouTube, find an instrumental, record a draft, put it out on Twitter, call it a draft, just to see what people like, what kind of like, you know, lyrics they're messing with at the time. And I feel like that the TikToks once something caught on Twitter and I could see that it was going viral, I would take it now, make a video for it, posted the video on TikTok. The video is doing well on TikTok. Okay, produce the song, go from there, and I feel that's a good.
We got it
funnel.
on tape, right?
That's
That's it formally, you know.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it.
That's a good funnel.
We going up right here.
Yeah, for
That's a
real.
good funnel
Um,
for if you want to get your shit going.
So you would say like Twitter. Sorry, not which would you say? Where do you have Twitter as your first place to go? Like, what makes Twitter your home base?
Okay, well, I think that Bajan Twitter is different to Twitter around the world, for example, because we have Bajan Twitter that I can go on and I can follow at some accounts. I could follow Dej, I could follow,
Mhm.
you, I could follow, you know, there's a bunch of the men that talk shit on a day-to-day
Marza,
basis.
Luke,
Correct,
Hachi.
correct,
Mhm.
Hachi, all the men, you know, sir, Mr. Shaw, etc. Because he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
that's the Prime Minister of Bajan Twitter now.
Right.
And so basically you can go and follow all these people and like that represents those are enough people to fill the fat, you know, that's enough
Right.
people to fill a cruise, whatever. So I feel like once you know get into that community and you're not a mess up person that's doing, you know, bear shite in Barbados over time, you know, you can support people. So that's why I like to start with Twitter, because I feel like I know a significant amount of the people on there personally, and we can support each other's stuff and send it out.
That is unbelievably interesting. I
Mhm.
think the way that you distinguish Bajan Twitter from actual Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel is it because we are so small. I think that makes it even more powerful than
Mhm.
it would usually be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boy. And if I look at the fact that you did, and I guess we can get into this and the other things that you do, but I just bring it forward a bit. To your Island Drive, the amount of people that came out to that and thing. Here's the thing that I like about social media, right? There's a following and then there's influence. There are a lot of people out there that have a huge following. But if you
Yeah.
ask them, if you hold a fet, how many people can come?
Mm-hmm.
5 people will show up.
Correct.
Right? These people who have these huge followings on social media cannot translate that into $1 or 2 people actually showing up to what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you actually have influence. And the influence comes from Twitter. The
Yeah.
vanity followers and the numbers and thing are
Mhm.
on Instagram and maybe
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I definitely agree with you with that. And like I would say that the other thing about Twitter is that we're all like, you know, genuine people. So like when I wake up and I'm hungry, there's a good chance that like 100 other people in Barbados are currently hungry. So like if I go out and I see this new spot that's open and they say, yo man, this place has burgers for, you know, giant ass burgers, better than Shafat, no line,
Mhm.
then like, you know, there's a good chance you might get at least 20 people from there to go to that. So you need to like focus on not going for the 10,000 followers, the 1,000, the 50,000. Just get like 100 people that actually like, engage, follow your shit, and you know that's enough to be an influencer in Barbados.
What do you think makes Brawling work?
What makes Brawling work? Okay, well I had a superb team. I had my producer was Shay and Nine. They were co-producers, and then and then there's myself, Kyle, Chris from BimVibes. So I think that our advantage is that we make the content ourselves. I do videography and editing, and the websites. And Kyle does videography. We have all the equipment, so it gives us an advantage in being able to make content for everything we put out, all the songs, all the clips, and then. Overall, I'm also a Johnny, so I feel like I wake up and do funny things on TikTok, and it keeps the attention of people going in between.
Well, you're a Johnny for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
anything
the-
else you said, but yeah, you are a Johnny.
yeah.
You are a Johnny. We pause this episode to talk to you about Ike Harmony. Ike Harmony offers 15% discounts on all services indefinitely if you pay in Bitcoin. So you're wondering what's Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is a monetary network designed to enable peer-to-peer value transactions in a censorship-resistant and permissionless manner. I want you to do something. I want you to think like Elon Musk. I want you to think long. I want you to think secure. I want you to think Bitcoin.
Right, you were talking about your team and producing Brawling. I feel like I could be misremembering this. I deadass thought there was a night Twitter had karaoke
Mm-hmm.
and you just said some shit, which ended up being Brawling. But I thought that it was Shane that was like, yep, on this fast or something like that. I could be misremembering. This could be a made up thing that I'm talking about.
DJ Ross.
It was Ross? That's how
Shane
you,
is the same buddy.
Yeah.
I didn't mean Shane Edwards. I meant Shane Jones, but
No, I think it was like
So you
it
just
was
name
definitely like Hutchie or Russell and the men that they were all like, yeah, go and record this one time. But it was just along those lines, we were in a phase where everyone was dropping karaoke and instrumentals, and I guess from that I started to jump on the rhythms. And Brawling's first rhythm was actually Disclosure Streets remix. That with you.
what?
With
It wasn't
you.
Zest Up?
Nah, though. Before that, before that,
Sorry.
I did it on like Instagram, IG story to the with you, and people were like, "Yeah, this shit is hard."
Sorry.
So then I did it over on the Zest Up, on Twitter when I actually dropped that one, and that's where everyone was like, "Oh yeah, this shit is actually hard." So
The reason why I asked that is because I think we had a conversation about Brawling before, right?
Mhm.
And we were trying to figure out what makes Brawling work. Is it
Mhm.
one, the quality of the song, or two, the marketing of the song? Because as we know, there are some songs that are big that have nothing to do with the quality of the song.
Yeah.
If somebody that's really, really big or a
Mhm.
celebrity puts out a song,
Yeah.
the song get big regardless of how it sounds or whatever.
Mhm.
And I was wondering if the fact that you kept like putting out content for it
Mhm.
was what really made it like viral and infectious, or if the song itself was like what made it what it was. What you feel? Which one you feel it is more than the other?
Definitely a combination. I definitely I can't go and write another Brawling. I can't find I will at some point, but it's not easy to find a combination like that because like Brawling is like I'm talking about boxy, a subject very dear to my heart.
Right.
So
To mine too.
yeah, correct. So like
For sure.
it was very easy to.
Don't use a breast, man. Don't do it.
He's a Bobby's man, correct? I tell you,
Don't do it, dog.
You look like a
No, like, man, you read my horoscope.
Yeah, correct, yeah,
Oh yeah, I have been.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, man.
I actually have been.
But,
I have been I'm a boxing man naturally,
mhm.
but the bubbies come to me. No.
So are you saying you like a natural boxy Bobby's?
I like natural everything.
But you're a boxy man naturally, so you're
I'm
a
a
Bobby
box-
man naturally.
I'm a boxing man naturally. I'm a bubby
But like
man.
pushes you to wear
I've been
bubbies.
conditioned to like bubbies.
That's very interesting.
I've been conditioned to like bubbies.
Why do you think society forced you to become a Bobby man? Do you think it's because of your parenting or because of the school you grew up in?
But from a very young age, my father would just beat me and tell me that. You know? He used to lock me in my closet and tell me,
Right,
if you don't like these bubbies, sign back out of you, big man.
That's the end of you, big fella.
Right.
Son, correct.
That's the end of you. You don't like bubbies in here, boy?
But
This
back
is Bobby
on-
House.
But back on no, I was saying the boxy is very dear to my heart, right? So I think that made it very simple to make a song that was to the point. Every single
Right.
line in that song, there's no it's not like a Savannah Grass where I'm singing.
Right.
I'm saying exactly like instructions. Someone had given me the word. It's not like when you're singing. It's kind of like what Drake does. He doesn't really sing. He does something else. He kind of talks in his
Yeah.
correct. So that I kind of try to keep that with my other songs as well. Actually,
So like a chanting thing, kind of.
it's more of like a chanting thing.
I get you.
Or some
It's-
people say
it's-
singing.
Yeah, something unique, and I think that is also because we like the dub. I prefer old dub. I prefer running a rhythm for like 2 hours straight at a time and then just
Right.
listening to it on repeat. So
Uh-huh.
all of the music is supposed to be like that. I can go and perform all my songs on one rhythm, in essence.
Ah,
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm,
That's interesting.
mhm.
Does that come from a bit of a hip hop thing?
Hip-hop.
A hip hop influence in terms of the way you deliver these songs and your emphasis on the
I never
lyrics?
thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's maybe hip hop, and definitely because I got dropped as a child. You know, I
Right.
used to be rushing to get out the
I can
window.
see the dent.
Yeah, correct. See, I told you it's physical. I told you it's physical. It is physical. It's physical.
You're asking sorry, Kofi.
Lick it right on my head. I found it
You see how it
interesting.
feels. You see how it feels.
I found it interesting that you said hip hop. I do get the old up aspect of it. I feel like the majority of songs I heard from you got like I don't want to say similar vibe, but a similar vibe.
Yeah.
Why fair? Why wonder though is like as you said you can't currently make another Brawling, like that just had all the correct cards at the correct time.
Yeah.
But you said you wanted to write another one. Do you think that it will be a different method though? Because that method might have worn off. I don't want to say worn off, but the novelty of it have worn off.
Correct.
Because it was very refreshing to have and there's an argument.
When you
I'm
finish,
tired-
I wanna add something too.
There's an argument I'm tired of saying, but you have a novelty of if I hated you, I would have killed myself when Brawling was big, when Brawling was huge. Because like you can't get away from it. And not only what I find you would do, let's say Mosey makes a video with Brawling. You are going to repost that video with Brawling.
Right.
So it's like you are getting like so much exposure, dog. It is dead ass. Like at some point you're just scrolling through whatever app you're using, and that's the only thing you're hearing. So it's like you're putting the song in a state where again, you don't have a choice but it for be too big. But for it to be big.
Yeah.
But can that novelty get annoying or wear off after a while, you think?
Definitely, you know, I think that the song's definitely run its course. I think we had a good run, you know, for the amount of time that we were able to, you know, perform. And there's still a lot of people that have never heard it before that hear it for the first time and love it. But like, you know, I'm not trying to bank on the song anymore in particular. I definitely believe that I can do something just as good again. It might be a different genre. It might be so I'm basically back at the throwing shit at the wall phase.
Right.
You know, I'm very comfortable there because like I had said from the beginning that, you know, if I never make another song after Brawling, I was okay with that. I was very, you know, content.
Wow. Okay.
But I made some more because I enjoyed it. Now I want to do a little album called Whatlessness with 10 songs on it, just because I want to say I made an album called Whatlessness with 10 songs.
So you're doing side quest now?
Yeah, correct.
They made a story, don't you?
After we are done, and you know, I might go and do house music. I might, you know, go become a banker. You know, maybe become a doctor.
That's
some
cool,
shit.
man.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, before we go on.
Mosey,
So just doubling back to why Brawling actually made it. So what do you say to these cynics that Brawling was actually people were bored? It was a pandemic phenomenon. And also, the cynic that might say that you played on a Barbadian pension for lyrics that are sporty, but not necessarily good, right? What would be your counter to that? Because there's this feeling that Bajans just like a lot of sporty songs and whatnot, and the songs that actually make it out or Barbadians actually vibe to are songs that either very very sporty, comical, and have no other substantive value beyond that. What would you say to that, to the cynic?
Okay, well, what I would say to the cynic is that, you know, I definitely do believe that all these factors played a point. There was no other major artists releasing songs around the time. My lyrics definitely are relatable to an older Bajan. But at the same time now, what I'm going to say is that it's an opportunity for anyone. You know, anyone could have taken the opportunity to fill a song during that gap of time when there was nothing else available. And there are a lot of Barbadians that release, you know, amazing pieces of music that are, you know, genuine, just like beautiful artistic. Test some piece of Barbara, that's a beautiful song.
Amazing.
You know, that song should be like, you know, 10 million views in my opinion.
Should be.
But it's not. So like, you know, what I realized early in like, you know, working and entrepreneur, etc. I've done a lot of things that aren't boxy related that I believe are, you know, you know, I've done a lot of things that are not boxy related that I believe are also, you know, worthy of recognition, you know, that are solutions to actual problems in Barbados. And, you know,
nobody cares.
No one cares about that, you know.
Right. Yeah, you're littering song and do nothing, like no bigger anything to do with like eating your greens, that song ain't do bigger.
You know, I mean, even on you can see on the social media. So Jordan did the Jordan did Cheeks, right?
Right.
Cheeks
Yeah,
got
yeah.
10,000
Oh, for
views.
sure,
Cheeks
yeah,
got
example.
500 things. Jordan did a Talent Night. Talent Night got 50 views.
Right.
Talent Night got 40. So like,
Right.
I understand the view that, okay, we should maintain a high standard and try to appeal and maintain this quality. But at the same time, I'm of the mindset that if there's an opportunity to be benefited from, I'm going to become the man to fill that opportunity.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I feel like
I just wanted to add to what you said, Mose, that I remember a very popular soca stalwart that came out on his Facebook, and
Call your name.
he
Call
shared the video. I know that you saw that because
Right.
you very plugged in. When you saw that, how did you feel? Did you care at all?
This is the man in the car, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I read the comments, I was happy to see that my old boss was in there shouting him down, cursing him. But, it's like water off my back. I really don't really care.
You don't care.
There's a lot of people in the world. Everyone has an opinion. And like people like Kim that, may say they hate me in that video. If I meet him in Trinidad next year, he may want to be friends. That
Right.
I've seen that time
Facts.
and time again.
Yeah.
So there's no point in me going down and responding and being angry and calling him a Johnny because he might not be a Johnny.
And maybe he just may be a Bobby's man, and he just
He might just be a Bobby's man. And, he could have wrote a song about Bobby's and he did not bust last year. And he see my song about Bossy and now he like, wait. So
That'll
all
be
there was the
cruel,
rapper.
Sorry, I just saw Bobby's on busting.
Yeah.
But tell me something though. That is actually a very good point that you bring up. That people are very fickle, and the way that you are looking for opportunities, they see you as an opportunity too. And as you've risen to stardom in this short space of time, have you seen now people, whether it be influencers or people looking for clout and stuff, looking at you differently, wanting something from you, kind of interacting with you differently?
Yeah, you could definitely see a difference in people's energy, in terms of that you have to be very cautious of what's like a genuine interaction or, someone that's trying to get their things done. But I have no problem against that either, because if you think about it, like if, you have a chance to go message Drake, you're going to go message him and say, let's collab, let's do a podcast, a bit. So
Right.
like, that was me for a lot of years. I was the person messaging people to get opportunities. So, I like to work with people. I like to collab, once you're genuinely working on yourself. But what I try to avoid is like, overexposing myself. You would find in like New York, everyone invites you out, to come out for a drink, but that's actually an appearance. They're gonna
Right.
say that Father Philis would be at our event tonight.
Right,
It's just it's an expense at me, and I'm not making anything from the appearance, and they're making money. So you just have to be cautious of those kind of things and keep his essence.
I don't know. I would kind of feel the way if people see me as nothing more than an opportunity, just and that are there today, gone tomorrow, based off of my clout. Because I mean,
Have you ever been a sweet girl? That's how sweet girls live every day, big man. That's the tough part.
You
That's
asked him
the,
if he's ever been or met.
yes, no, being a sweet girl.
Well, first of
Sweet-
all-
you see what he just described? Sweet girls,
okay.
sweet girls live
That's a
this
technical
life
term,
every
by the
day,
way.
dog.
Sweet girls.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
you can't actually be a sweet girl, but sweet girls actually.
but I have been
fun.
one, and I don't like the fact that you just moved on from it. Yes, I have been a sweet
Okay,
girl, and I was a
okay.
very good sweet girl. I was very
Miss International Secondary School, yeah.
No, but I get where you're saying. That's
cookies
actually
with me, bro.
that's
I
actually
know
so
so
true.
well.
Like women actually have it tough, bro. I'm telling you for a fact, women spend the whole day like going through exactly what describe.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true. The fact that like every single
You want
man
something?
that
Yeah,
will
please.
approach.
I could just put a button on the thing I was asking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Do you see yourself as a
Yes,
standard bearer at all?
Huh?
Do you see yourself as a standard bearer at all for music in Barbados?
A standard bearer. I don't.
Or
wanna-
is it personal? You just made the point that there's an opportunity, you pursue the opportunity. Is that
Yeah.
a personal opportunity? You see it, you capitalize on it.
Mhm.
But do you see now, especially with your newfound stardom, see yourself having a responsibility to be a standard bearer of music in Barbados?
I understand your question, I believe. So I definitely, I'm not sure if the word is standard bearer that I'm thinking of, but I would like to be a platform because I feel as if through BimVibes, that's what I've been doing all this time. We're like a platform. So we show all the artists, all the models, all the photographers, all the videographers. And like now I was able to work my way into music. I've been able to make all these connections. I have my vision for how I want my music to sound. But as I said, I don't know how people will respond to it because it's not like anything else happening. And I'm not trying to conform. I'm not trying to go and, make friends with anyone. I know I'm happy in my plan. But I would love to, like, this project, Whatlessness, I would love to have all of the men on
10
it.
songs.
I would, correct. 10 songs. I would love to have Brutal, Crankstar, Chieftain, Young Brother from Trinidad, Mole, walks. Yeah, you understand all of them, and I want them all to feature on this so that if anything does bust and I get to go travel again, I could be like going with Mo, going, and like that's gonna blow my mind because
I'm so glad that you brought that up, right? Because in
local there's
Boy, I was talking so that I could just answer cooking. And Marcus was like, "Nah, don't worry."
I find that so interesting you bring that up because in investigating you, I found so many different things on man, you gotta do investigations, man. Yeah, you got files, dog. You got records, man. I know X's and things, but I ain't gonna bring that up. No, don't you? I ain't gonna bring that up.
Ross,
anyway,
that's second hour shit.
A few more drinks.
But in investigation, it was like you do so many different things and you host a platform. So first of all, BimVibes that you would talk about, which is your website, but then also you do videography. You do, I believe you have done events before. You've also done photography. You've also done a whole bunch of different things, man. That in terms of content creation. Yeah. And I was like, what is the motivation behind doing all this? And the only thing that I could come up with, because it didn't seem like it was like there was any kind of like end point. It felt like you just genuinely like doing it, which is probably the strongest and most powerful kind of motivation you can have. In fact, you just like waking up and giving people platforms, making people feel good, and that kind of thing. So I just want to know, is that what your motivation is? That you just feel like you want to be like that living, breathing platform for people to do what they want to do?
Boy, man knows me better than I know myself, boy. I can't lie.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
by the way, you left your underwears like when you get out of the bathroom, you left your underwears on the bathroom.
You sit, but who else? You sit,
Sorry.
Let me see now.
Man said that all over you.
You gotta cut that hair, cut
like
that.
You can't know how to say that.
That has to get cut.
It's a good joke. It's a great joke, even.
Yeah, but it has to get cut.
That is violently hilarious, and I'm keeping that in. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, right. So let me go. So I definitely enjoy what I'm doing now more than what I was doing before. But at the same time, I think life is crazy. So I can't be too certain about what I'm actually meant to do. I just know that.
Meant.
Yeah, exactly. I just know that I'm doing. I always believe that, you could do anything so that, if you want to be a doctor tomorrow and you go and actually focus and your life depends on it, you'll be a doctor in like 10, 15 years, whatever. And once you make yourself valuable, you'll always be able to get by in life because you'll always be able to, support yourself at least, right?
Bars.
Correct. So my entire thing like in life was like never to be too like focused on anything. So I started off with like accounting. I was good at accounting. So I stopped doing accounting, started doing computers. Got good at computers, started doing computers, So I wanted to be, I did econ and finance at UE, and then I did business intelligence and data analytics for my master's, and I didn't finish that because COVID. But
where did marketing come into?
See, exactly. So I taught myself the marketing. But
that is crazy.
I just told myself you had a degree in marketing.
Yeah, so that's good investigative reporting.
Yeah, it's true. So my master's is in data science basically, and I'm looking to finish that all soon. Basically, same thing, invade the privacy, getting people business, predict the future.
Which goes on marketing.
Exactly.
That's marketing grind.
I wanted to not really add on, but kind of add on, piggyback on what Marcus was saying, right? I did not know before you entered in here today that you were 25, which means born in 97 or whatever.
96.
Correct. One then 2 years. But the point is, you are not the same quote unquote generation that the rest of us are in. Because we old and smell bad. But you are Gen Z. Which kind of makes sense to how you just move from a content, how you push out content. The kind of show shit how you want to see what's the vibe is very, very modern. I forget what I mean, because these people that will kind of hold back. So I'm wondering, do you think that contributes to your success? And follow on question for 10 marks. What you would say like motivate you to be like that? Like you used to be on YouTube or whatever when you was younger. Like how you, what you like this though?
We could have done that.
Yeah. So right. So definitely, I think people are too, caring about the content. So like someone will work on a song for like 2 years, or they work on a painting for 2 years, you know, whatever. But you can die in 2 years, bro. Like the pandemic, you know, has been going on for like 2 years now. So like my thing is always, yeah, correct.
Just at me though.
Correct. So, yeah, so my thing has always been like, you know, I want to get the stuff out so that, you know, who knows what happens, at least the stuff is out, and like, you know, go on to something else. And I feel like you'll learn a lot better that way, because like when I first started, like going into the second question, when I first started doing stuff, it was like online stuff. I used to try to make money online, right? So I would just come home and be like, how to make money online.
You were an online scammer?
That's what I heard too, but whatever.
No, he's the Nigerian.
Some guy over here.
We found him.
Yeah, so like my friends are gonna, you know, people are gonna know what I'm talking about. I used to have like an online gaming thing. I used to sell like items, so like, you know. Yes.
What?
Yes, you're so cool.
That's crazy. I was joking though.
Yeah, so I used to sell like god swords and claws and party hats for like 20 US and bear shit and things. So
making actual money.
Bear money, like PayPal, and like I was a little man, so I didn't have any credit cards. So I went to the pharmacy and I bought the prepaid debit card. This came with the bank account to verify the PayPal.
Wow.
You know, can't put that.
But if you don't mind me asking, and it's past the statute of limitations, how much money were making back then? If you don't mind me asking.
I mean, I feel this is incriminating stuff, though. You see, this.
Wait, RuneScape? Oh, that's something illegal?
No, well, RuneScape is a game, right? So by me selling stuff from RuneScape, I'm breaking the law. It's like piracy laws. Yeah, so we could just bleep and this. So
but
you're supposed to make real life money.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So yeah. You know how they have NFTs? So let's skip right. So you see how they have NFTs now?
Right.
So RuneScape had NFTs in 2001. So you see the swords and the things? It's the same fucking shit. But now the NFTs that you buy, you're buying the sword without the game being built. And they're promising you to build the game in the future. That's my summary of NFTs for anyone that's wondering.
It's a surprisingly decent summary.
Yeah. Okay. I think I get it. That is see right there. That is gonna be a topic right after this one, right?
NFTs?
Yeah.
No.
Right after this one. No. Yeah, after this. But what I wanted.
This episode? What do you mean?
No, it came back.
But what
he wallet no.
Yeah.
Bare board apes.
I just didn't understand in terms of your like. Okay, so BimVibes.
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose of BimVibes for you?
Okay, so I would have started UE in 2014, and I would have recognized instantly that I don't like going to school. Well, I like going to UE to breeze with my boys under the benches and talk shit and go to the freshers' fats, but I don't actually like going to the halls because they're cold and the AC is beating, and you gotta like do cards and shit. So I stayed in the canteen, and me and my boy Chris Chandler, we sat down and we built BimVibes basically. And it was like initially we're like, okay, so we're not gonna go to school, we're gonna get rich in college, like all the men online. We're gonna sell the tourists everything they need through one page. So BimVibes is meant to be the one-stop shop for tourists. You go in there, you find villas, you find cars, you find where to stay, you find the events. Correct. So we built it, we finished it, and then we've just been like every single year since 2014, we've just been upgrading and adding and changing. And Mia still hasn't called me, So
but surely at some point that became more local. At some point the clientele became more local.
Yeah. So I would even say mainly during the pandemic, because that's like, so when I came back, I was doing the master's in Trinidad, and then everything went online, and I don't fuck with online school because it's a scam. So I came back to Barbados Swift, and first thing I was like, we gotta get stuff going here again, because it wasn't like super locked down yet. There was no branding and Punani super spreader, so there was still a chance to hustle.
That was such a nice time.
Correct, yeah. So we did the Island Drive, and that's like,
another good compliment, Miriam.
Yeah, that was Amanda and I, Pocahontas, pretty motherfucker.
Yeah, she's friend of the show.
I know.
She's been here before. Yeah.
Lord of Amanda, Johnny, you heard like 2 big rocks when a cold day. You tell, well, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so yeah, right. So Amanda and I
So them is Atlas from what list?
Yeah, correct.
Right. You and Amanda, right?
Atlas from what list, right? So her and I, we were on Twitter just talking shit a day, and they were like, so we should do an Island Drive, and then we after each other, and it became a thing. And then I did the poster, and she was like, Phil, let's make directions. We drove around Barbados and found all the points, and then we put the video out, and like 100 sign cars came out to drive around Barbados. It was crazy.
So I find
I still on BimVibes. You moving from BimVibes?
Guys, what's happening?
I still on BimVibes. You moving from BimVibes?
Keep going. Yeah, you go.
Right.
You go.
I find it interesting you said that BimVibes became more local during the pandemic. I don't know if most remember this. A couple years ago, we were working on a project that didn't take off because of money. You know what I'm talking about?
Debatable, but yeah.
Debatable, but yeah.
There
could be some personal
money is something else.
Yeah.
But you actually reposted a video from that I never had in my life.
What do you mean?
This is a game show.
Mhm.
I'm not representing
Oh,
that part.
that.
Representing that part, yeah.
Shoot, I know you're talking about.
This years ago, B. And it was very short to be like, A, hot smack this fucking video. B, it was just very interesting that somebody was that invested into something that they had
no stake in, I guess.
Yeah. Which is odd in Barbados because
But it was Bajan content. You know, it's the only,
Right.
it's the only Bajan game show, so it's hard.
debatable. Which is why I say I don't know. I know it's your project or whatever. When you see you're catering to tourists, but I've never seen BimVibes as a BimVibes indie. You know, like when you get in the hotel, like little business cards and thing there. Ain't like that. BimVibes in the online version of that. BimVibes just feels like I, as a Bajan man that want to know things to do home. It feels like that to me.
See, and that's crazy, but that's good at the same time. But at the same time, we do, you know, cater to the hotels. Like, you know, they do call, you have any mini moats, especially from the Island Drive. You know, we always get calls, do you have any mini moats available? Where can we find moats? Where can we find a catamaran for the day?
For tourists though?
Yeah. So behind the scenes, what the connects that you may have with the hotels, you wouldn't really show that. That's more behind the scenes. We wouldn't see all that.
That's back end stuff. That's business.
Right.
And I mean, everything's very slow as well. It's almost impossible to find a mini moat in Barbados to begin with because, you know, no one's paying their insurance. Talking about you you doing, but here, big man.
What that man do to me?
Edit! Tell me something. What I wanted to ask you was, now that you have emerged as like a new artist. Now that you've emerged as a new artist and stuff, how does it feel now about BimVibes? Do you now feel as motivated to do BimVibes? Do you feel more? Or is your attention now straying from that to being an artist? How you feel now?
I would say that my team is really coming together a lot more now. So like, you know, so it would be like for a while, you know, as you would have spoken, I like to do things, you know, I would just been doing everything that I can. But now, you know, my friends would have seen what needs to be done. And like, even while I was away touring, you know, they would have made steps that really got BimVibes on track to like, you know, make progress this year. So I'm not too worried about the overall business. I'm quite sure that it's going to grow and it's going to develop over the year. And I'm still able to do all the technical stuff, you know, updating the sites, doing the background, the things that we would have to pay for while they actually execute. And then whenever I do get back here, I would love, like, you know, to, you know, I'm fully down for taking all this platform that I'm building and just transferring it straight into BimVibes, to bringing people to Barbados, doing tours, you know.
That's pretty hype.
You know, correct.
Yeah, actually, I looked at it the wrong way. I was saying, if one is affecting the next when they're kind of the same. They're kind of in the same network. Okay. Yeah. What is the difference between Bajan Brawling Boxy and NY Brawling Boxy?
Okay, so this is a subject I'm pretty knowledgeable on.
Oh,
so,
please do tell.
I like how Marcus segues. It sounds like it's the same topic.
The Barbadian Brawling Boxy has a level of oomph to it, a little level of abusiveness, you understand? So when you tackle a Bajan Boxy, right, you're likely to be hit with some kind of resistance, okay? Now, what you will find in New York City is that the boxies have inconsistency to them. You understand, correct? So you might tackle the left cheek, but you won't get the same level of resistance on the right cheek. So you need to be cautious and recognize when you're dealing with an organic, homegrown boxy or, you know, something GMO. But either way, I love them all. You understand? They all deserve to be bitten. You can't discriminate against boxy.
But we're going to make a song named Imbalanced Boxies, though.
There is no imbalance in boxy.
But the imbalance spelled BBL?
Boxy Boxy Librium. Understand?
So it's like a spectrum of ass.
Correct.
Okay.
Infinite balance, you understand?
I don't understand any of that.
As we did with our bubbles, right. You're gonna get hype with
that.
There you go.
Boxy.
That feel offensive. Saying what that wasn't right.
What have you learned as you did your tour? What have you learned about the different cultures and how they interact with soccer, though? Seriously.
Okay, so it is not always appropriate to throw someone in a 90-degree back shot. You know, you can do it in Barbados. It's appropriate here, you know, you won't be judged. Even if the husband is right there, he understands that you're not trying to actually breed his girl. You're trying to give her a respectful jet. But in New York City now, you know, in the cold climate, or, you know, we're just not cussing that kind of culture, you should at least drop it to 45 degrees and test the water before proceeding past the 50, 60, 70 degree, okay? So when you tackle a foreign boxy, you have to make sure you attack it with poise, composure, and consideration
Consideration.
for the level of skill that you are
Okay.
currently
I
dealing
didn't
with.
get past the word play on degrees in terms of temperature and also angles. Like that,
That's
y'all don't
pretty
understand the
good.
level of mastery that was just now.
What listeners? The album coming out soon.
Ten songs.
Coming to you
So that
shortly.
45 Fahrenheit. That is cool. That is cool. That is cool.
It's true.
Okay, so does that mean that you've
The
had
whole bar was cool.
have you had some not so great brawling boxing experiences?
A girl man, they want to beat you, dog.
A girl man that won't beat me. Well, no, you know what I would say? A girl's boxer that won't beat me because I was in Miami. Sorry, no, I was in Miami. I was in New York on a rooftop. This is the one night because when you're brawling, you have to wear the brawling attire. You will notice that in all my brawling kits, I have on the brawling shoes with heavy grip, jucking pants, for minimal slippage, and a flexible shirt for aeration and gyration. Correct? Is right.
Aeration and
Right.
However,
Yes.
on one night, your boy was celebrating for himself, right? I came outside in the loafers and the dress shirt because I wasn't there to brawl.
Oh, the boat shoes.
You understand? The boat shoes, you understand?
Whoa.
And I was called upon the stage to face a mighty brawling
Someone
boxy.
is the right word.
Little did I know that she had plans for me. And when the boxy began to gyrate and flare up, and
Right.
it nearly lit up my left eye. I had to.
Where was it there, though?
That's the question. That is the question.
The
That is the
boxy had height.
question.
Yeah.
Correct. You see, but I survived and I lived to tell another day.
I'm glad that you were surviving.
This wasn't Spice, by the way. I gotta understand her. Is
Spice?
indomitable.
I would never get back out of that one alive, boy. I would be lost in the sauce.
No,
Oh
Spice
no.
is-
I
Spice
try
is
to think
very
how
different.
to articulate
You have
this.
to make a serious plan.
I would never dance Spice. Like, with all respect.
You have to have a plan with
You ain't
contingencies.
got- you
ain't
gotta be ready.
You ain't got no respect
Puffy
for
tried.
yourself.
I mean,
If I don't dance with Spice,
If you see Spice in
Shout out
front of
another
you
girl called
bubbling,
Miriam.
you're gonna say, if Spice is right there so bubbling in front of you, you gonna walk away?
Spice.
If
Wait,
she's
wait,
right there,
wait. No, it depends on song.
Nah.
If rap and shot playing, maybe.
But you can walk away from Spice in front of you there.
If rap and shot playing, I'm dancing with she. If James Creature playing, why would they waste her time?
So wait, hold on a minute. Wait. So you ain't frightened. You ain't frightened to get shamed by a boxer.
I don't catch myself. Sorry, Marcus. If Caleb or that girl or Nadi, I don't know why I say that girl. If Nadi or Caleb in front of you, and a stupid Timmy playing.
Cavossier.
30 seconds of walking up playing. And Nadi doing she think, dog. Like, I don't know about you. I know my limits.
You gotta know your level. You gotta
But I
know what
know my
level you at. You
limit.
gotta
I
know
just-
what level you at. You gotta know what level
Right.
Super
Yeah,
Saiyan you
yeah.
at.
So,
If you in at that level, then you in at that
If
level.
that's you, I commend you, King.
So wait,
commend you,
you
not me.
ain't fighting for no
No boxy at all,
Is
dog.
that Spice?
No boxy set against me shall prosper, big fella. It is written. You
Including
understand?
Spice. Including
Correct,
Spice.
right. Huh?
Including Spice.
I am the nutmeg to Spice, big fella.
There was
Jesus
another
Christ.
great comedian by the name of DJ
Understand.
Puffy that tried.
DJ Puffy.
He tried.
That's my
No,
boy.
that didn't look good.
That's what I mean.
That
I mean,
didn't look good.
I mean,
That didn't
call
look
me all
good.
the
He
way.
fight though. He fight though. and I
fight.
appreciate
It
that.
was
I
valiant.
appreciate that.
It was valiant.
No. You have to recognize
Spice is indomitable.
DJ Puffy tackled Spice for Barbados.
And did not.
I ain't see Major Lazer on Spice. You
Yeah,
see
it's
any
true.
you know any Jamaican DJs on Spice?
My bro was on Spice.
Correct. So
Preach.
Puffy made a sacrifice for us. And sometimes success don't look pretty. Sometimes success
Right,
don't look
right.
pretty. But
It's dirty work.
But the Beijing DJ is the one that lash it down and recognize that.
Ah.
And you have to do the same if given the opportunity as a Beijing. Else I have nothing more to say to you, big fella. Furthermore, leave this podcast.
Sir, he lives here. Sir, he's home.
I don't want bossy too many.
I've been shamed by quite a few boxes before. I ain't gonna lie. Now, you know the girls that that real voluptuous, and when the girls real voluptuous, then we gotta do a lot to make the boxy do enough.
No, Marcus.
Like,
True.
for example, you know how girls is gonna move now and thing. She just gotta be there so look, right?
And that's
And
two
then the
rotations,
box
you know.
so
That's like steps.
so
When he
right.
said an abusive boxing,
Yes,
that
B.
makes so
Yeah,
much
B.
sense because of
Correct.
Bajan
But
boxing
it's a level
abusive
of
for real.
violence.
Yeah,
Like
right.
you don't be working with the sort of poise according to you.
Correct,
Right.
correct.
It's-
No,
it's-
please. No,
that just
please.
wild.
Let me ask
It's like it's literally like a fuel efficient boxer that she can just use it all the time, and she when spending no energy, she ain't sweating nothing. She ready for anybody.
Like this and then just moving
Cool,
one
man.
leg and he boxes sign so look.
This is actually great material for my that song on what listeners is gonna work in there perfectly. You know, it focuses on the boxy once more.
So you can write your chat
and
to
you're like,
INO.
you know that.
Go on.
Sir is on tape. Okay, so I'm sure. I mean, there are cliff notes about this somewhere in the world. But you have. I'm sure you have defined what a brawling boxy is. What I'm asking is the definition. Does the definition change from jurisdiction to jurisdiction? No. Watch me. Follow me. Okay.
Me like truck and lorry. I with you, dog. I with you.
So okay, so you just said that there's a disparity
Correct.
between the Bajan original boxy, which is the
abusive one. Yeah, abusive
Right.
one. Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Like a wild mare.
The alpha
Domesticated.
the alpha variant boxy, right? The alpha variant.
Domesticated.
Right.
Inconsistency.
Correct. Jamo.
So there's the definition of brawling. Is that consistent or is that as malleable?
Talk to me, how you, man.
You see, now, what I would say to you here so straight, Father, is that the boxy is not defined by its size.
Okay.
It's defined by its activity. So rather big or small, fake or mock, true or you, your boxy is brawling once it can do the two.
Fucking Confuciusness to me, dog.
Sir, can you
Jeez. Give me one of these. Give me one of these.
Give me another one of those.
What if I was trying to say again? Versus lyrics, yeah.
It must have
Another
said
good
that
Mary,
DJ.
You got to change it into Phil. Also for
Pay that guy.
Look,
And I get what you're saying, though. 'Cause I always felt like a small Bajan boxy is a New York medium boxy. That makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Because them moving, there will be small girls
we
moving.
must make a little bit of a point.
Mhm.
That it's a cosmopolitan kind of society. We can't say that there's a healthy diaspora in there.
Yeah.
So there may be some
some variations.
some variations in there.
I mean, it's a cosmopolitan culture when you're talking about New
I
York.
was referring to the
but-
Soho community, you see? So you can't include the Latinas, can't include the da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, so specifically,
Sir, I call one race on the onomatopoeia.
I wanted to know. When have I ever had any bad walking up experiences though?
I've never said.
Standard.
Yeah, for sure.
I can tell you about a wrong recently, though.
What?
Yeah.
Recent.
What's the story?
I was DJing at Six Mix, and how they set up, like, you don't expect a girl to just come and walk up on you. So a girl, she friend of mine, she's a training student. She came and she want to hear a song. So I was like, all right, no problem. And then the girl paid me to the wall. I was honestly not ready. And my headphones unplugged. I was tangled. I looked bad, dog. it could not have been a good sight. I was embarrassed.
I find that trendy women never ask for consent before stealing a wine, and that's
I felt away.
Yeah,
She hurt me,
You'll need to do better.
I gave her right table talk, no. That's my story.
I had an experience in Club Extreme that I can't even say here.
Extreme, dog.
You know where Cloud Extreme was?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just checking.
I'm a local.
You're 25.
Yeah, but you,
I was in Reggae Lounge early. You understand?
But not Cloud Extreme.
you had Extreme days though?
Oh.
He didn't.
I drove past many a time.
You might know Extreme
I was
days,
a passenger.
Had a time though that I had a phone fact. And I had a girl that was the same voluptuous figure. That I said, nah, boy, she's sweet, boy.
God
So
rest.
all I would say, and I would leave it at this. I danced on the girl, and I enjoyed the dance.
Oh, no.
The only problem is,
Oh, no.
I really enjoyed the dance.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
My condolences, bro.
Oh my.
So I mean, my therapist told me that over time, maybe I would get over it
So,
and stuff. So I was just like,
So it was a fun party you had on, like a loose pants and thing, though? So
But it was a fun party, so I would have had on like a beach pants. and
Right,
things,
okay. So you, right. So it's
So I mean, like, I only a man. That's what you're trying to tell me.
A man is
I
just
only
I'm
a
just
man.
a man.
I'm only a man, and I am imperfect. You understand what I mean? But I still get cold bumps thinking about that, man. It was rough.
I ain't gonna let anyone
I
do
get
that.
those goosebumps.
I ain't want that for you, brother.
That time, right? As I said, the girl wasn't expending much energy. She was just like she was dancing, and then when she walked away. Big my soul. I was good.
Phil would have had that problem.
Yeah.
Phil would have dealt with that.
Anyway,
situation.
Deep breaths, big fella. Come on.
Phil with some of the
It's a safe
ancestors.
space.
I feel like happy.
ancestors.
You out here, flying the flag high, man.
Representing for the country.
Yes, B, for sure, B. Okay, back to the NFTs.
All right.
Oh, we didn't know.
Oh, we there.
That boss thought it wasn't as long as they want.
Oh, you got more bossy stories?
No, I just don't want to talk about this too long. I can be real.
Oh,
No, let me talk.
okay. But the thing is, we jump in tonight, so we could jump back to your boxies just now. But I wanted to ask you because we spoke about this before, and you said that you're anti-NFT. But the thing is, though, is that I saw you kind of supporting it, number one. I seen some big names. I seen some supportive names. I seen some big
Calling
names.
that guy out.
Like no, I'm not.
He's our guest, you know.
He's next to you.
Me.
He's
like,
right there.
Like big up, Tef, big up Halik, even big up Gabriel Abed. All these men. Chantel, big up all them.
Yeah.
They are pushing NFTs and saying that NFTs are the new movement for artists. So I just wanted to know if you could explain, first of all, from your understanding what an NFT is, again, a definition from you, and also why you are anti-NFT.
Okay, so I just want to come right out here and say that while I am, sorry, fuck, I mean cut that. All right, so
Gather your thoughts. Don't worry.
yeah.
Tell you, man.
Yeah.
What do you feel
I
about
don't
NFTs
wanna-
anything?
Yeah.
Sorry, can't do it.
Sorry? What?
No, nothing. I was letting you talk till Phil talk. I was only trying to fill the gap.
Yeah, you see, I don't want to say that I'm fully, bashing NFTs. It's just that I don't like the current form of NFTs that we find on regular, right? So, there are a lot of NFTs that are tied to nothing.
Yes.
You own an art piece. It has no tangible or exchangeable value or no function. I don't like that.
I love how you said that, bro.
Because that's a bubble. That's another bubble, just like a housing bubble, etc. I like the idea of tying digital assets to physical items or services, right? So one idea I had was a collection called 1,000 Brawlers or 1,000 Boxes, right? And what we would do is we would partner with all of those same dancers, K, Nandi, etc., and make an NFT for each of them, right? That they would promote on their page. When whoever buys that NFT, you get the biography link rights to that page. So you buy the Nandi, you buy Nandi's boxing, number one.
So you buy Nandi that?
Correct.
Like that post, kind of?
You bought the post, but you also buy her bio link. So on her website, on her page, it's going to say, this page is sponsored by your
Right,
business,
okay. Like credentials.
Correct.
Right.
That makes more sense to me because then you're actually funding independent artists. You can provide the dancers with,
I love that.
You can sell the NFTs for like 10 grand and you can include the 10% resale. So every time it sells
so
again,
Nandi gets a portion.
She gets 10% every single time.
That.
Correct, right? So, she might get 100 grand for one NFT and that's going to fund her whole year to travel and make more content and you get credit for doing that.
Yeah.
That kind of NFT I could get behind. It's just that I'm not, I find that there's a lot of hype and, I can't see a clear formula. I can't see a clear formula as to how I can advise someone. Even if I go and find a way to finesse my way into NFT success, I can't see a clear formula for how I can advise another independent person to do it without, incurring some ridiculous costs.
Just to break down, and just before we go on any further, can you all just define for those who don't know, because I feel a lot of people don't know what an NFT is, just what an NFT is.
NFT?
Yeah.
Nice fucking titties.
Or non-fungible token.
It's a non-fungible token, and basically it's a digital asset that shows that defines ownership. So is it time for an example or should I explain more?
No, do the example.
Can I give you an example that I understand it?
Yeah, let me hear Marcus.
Say somebody makes so say somebody makes say somebody makes a song, right?
Yeah.
And this song this song was made, and as you know, on social media you can copy songs all the time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
This song though would be branded in like the properties that this song is the first of its kind, and none of the other copies there are. This is unbelievably insane.
Hey, listen,
right?
copy.
So I'm just gonna keep talking, but eventually I'm gonna repeat the same thing because I'm not editing this out. This is just brilliant.
This is love. The whiskey good, Marcus. The whiskey good.
Cheers.
All right,
Yota. Top 4 record. Yota. Bad practice.
What is
They must smile up
Yota
in your face and call your bro.
What we on, bro? What does Yota mean?
Progress.
Yeah, it's not an acronym?
As far as I know, it's progress. Yeah. They must smile up in your face and call your bro, but definitively them still grudging on them hard. Just like the sun that keeps shining forever, I fed up in the dark.
So I guess that's your feature upon what less?
That's Chief then.
Right, but it's going to be
you're right.
And we're back. All right, that last part was in. Okay, right. So I was just trying to understand. Okay, so an NFT is if you make something online, for example, if you make a song, there's one original copy of that song, and then people could copy over and over again, but you would have like the branded copy saying that this was the original digital MP3 that this is mine and I own it, right?
Mhm.
Basically, that's what it is.
That's what that would be a type of NFT, a music NFT.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
So basically, the NFT itself is just a record. So like literally, this could be an NFT. This glass here. If I say that you own this glass, I would create a token called glass on whatever blockchain, on Ethereum, on Bitcoin, whatever. So I would make a glass token and I will put it in your wallet. And that transaction shows that you got the glass on whatever today's date is at X amount of time for X amount of money. That is your NFT there. So the music now would be, you would take that glass, if this was a song now, you would take your song about glass song, whatever, and you would sell copies of it from that original copy in your wallet. And that would be a one of many. Or a mini of one NFT. So you're making copies of one original NFT.
And then when you sell it, you get a percentage. Like if you sell it to somebody, cool, you get that money. And then if that person sells it to someone else, you get a percentage of that sale.
Okay.
So that's kind of beauty of it. So I you said music, but I feel like what I find easier to explain it with is with digital art. So let me say you do something in Photoshop, you do a poster, you do something you do in Photoshop, right?
Yeah.
And this is cool art. Back in the day, as in last year, you could have right click and click save as, and no one would ever know who the original owner of this thing was.
Right.
Whereas now, if you have an NFT for that art, you're like, okay, as the original creator, I sell this NFT. Phil buy it. Phil like, yeah, this is dope. Here's $1,000. You buy it from Phil for $2,000. Not only does Phil get that money, I, as the original creator, also get a portion of that money.
Yes.
So it is a good way to. That method is a good way for artists to benefit from their creations instead of just being commissioned once.
Yeah, I just want to add on that now. So my issue is that, so basically all of these NFTs are meant to be presented in like the metaverse. So you're buying art pieces to build into your house in Decentraland or whatever. I personally believe that we've had better built games, in the past that were more functional and more easy to integrate all these NFTs into. And the current ones, I can't get my grandmother on Decentraland. So if I spend 10, 20 grand on a piece of art using her money, like, she has to get a wallet and go to the browser and sign into this page and walk to these coordinates to then see it on the wall. That doesn't make sense to me. That's what I mean by it feels as if we're paying for the art that they're using to fund building the game that you'll be actually seeing the art in.
That's not exactly where I thought you were going.
That's interesting, though.
Yeah, I do find
somebody actually did that to me in real life.
What?
They made you pay for the art?
No, land, actually.
Why thought...
you pay for the development.
And they never developed it?
Sir?
Jesus Christ.
Lawyers?
St. Lucie man, boy.
Wow.
Whoa.
St. Lucie man, sit, boy, for real. You understand.
Yeah, go ahead, Kofi.
Why thought you were... how I see it, and why I find it difficult to anybody to put the money in this kind of thing is, currently it's very exploitive. A lot of I love what Chantal Lane is the only. Chantal is my few things that I'm aware of currently, but I really like what she did. Her NFT included a lot of physical perks, which it needs to tie back to the real world. In the end of the day, it needs to have some sort of recognizable value. So she her NFT included I think a spot. She had different tiers or whatever, depending on how much money you were spending. But you could get a spot in her music video. You get a original copy of the song. You get it printed from vinyl. I think there were physical attributes of buying this NFT.
Yeah.
A lot of people are. You hear about George Floyd NFT?
Nah.
It's just a picture of the man.
Dog.
It's not even him that's making the money.
Dog.
It's crazy.
That sort of shit is what a lot of people are just being very exploitive with this kind of thing. So a lot the man from Home Improvement, Richard something, the neighbor from Home Improvement. His people were just saying just make an NFT, just so people that are familiar with the brand could buy into it, just so he could make money. So you don't care about right. So what's the idea of an artist making bank from their creation is dope because people just get commissioned something and then you make it and then that's hard. Let me right click and click save as.
Yeah.
The idea of that they can make money is dope, but the fact that it's so easily exploitive. I don't understand.
I get Harry man saying. My only two thoughts are this. I hope that all the artists that are benefiting from it benefit from it, and that a lot of artists explore it. On the other hand, that sounds unbelievably stupid and NFTs to me, and I would never pay for one.
Dog,
That's
you
just
talking about all the.
So I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I am
One of
wrong.
the most
But it
popular.
sounds unbelievably
I have
dumb.
my NFT still, so I might be a Johnny. But I like to have
And I
my
hope that- I hope you're not.
hand and shit.
I hope that you're not.
One of the most popular collections of NFTs on Bored Apes.
Yeah.
The original artist was paid once.
But I don't agree with her being paid more than once.
Explain.
But
She
you
was
explain- but you
commissioned
explain-
to.
but you
She was
explain to the
commissioned.
pop-
She was commissioned
to make it?
to do artwork. She was not commissioned to make.
When
an
you
NFT.
explain to the people listening that do not know anything you're talking
There's a
about,
collection of NFTs called Bored Apes. It looks like the gorillas, but in ape form.
Sorry.
From what I
what
understand,
gorillas?
they banned gorillas.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry, the gorillas.
Oh, I just heard gorillas
Yeah.
by ape form.
Sorry,
I lost my shit, dog.
It's like the gorillas, but that art style in the form of apes.
Yeah.
I can't explain any better.
Mm.
So, from what I understand, was she was commissioned to make these NFTs,
She was commissioned to make the art.
but not the NFTs.
So I mean, I'm just saying, if you commission someone to build your bathroom in your mansion,
Mm-hmm.
and they build the bathroom for 10 grand, and you sell the mansion for 10 million, do you call back the builder and say, here's your extra 50 grand?
That's interesting. From what I understand, so she was not commissioned to make NFTs.
Correct. She's not a part of the company. She is just you go on Fiverr, you find an artist.
It's
Right.
work for hire.
Okay.
She's artist, so she got paid for her service.
all right.
Work for hire.
But I saw the article. The article is kind of portraying it as in, this company took her artwork. They probably spent like 10 grand for her, and then they made a couple million off of it. So they should give her money.
From what I understood,
I don't believe
from
so.
what I understood, she
That
was
don't make
commissioned to
sense.
make an NFT,
Mm-hmm.
and it just was not paid up from it. I could
She was,
understand it
she
correctly.
was commissioned to make a piece of art.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
ended
they
up
made
being
an NFT out of it.
She
Okay,
re-
that's
she-
if that's
she-
the case, that is
yeah,
fair.
She realized how big it busts. And,
Right,
and now
okay,
they got
okay,
the article
okay.
talking about how, because
Wow,
but
okay.
you know what? If they were good people, if you made like a $10 million off NFTs, I would go back personally and I would give the artist money.
That's you, B.
But yeah, you would do it too.
Yeah, for sure.
Correct, but I
But
mean, these
that's
people,
not business nowadays.
Exactly.
I
Yo,
think the
yeah.
woman that made the Nike logo made sense.
You know what, Sporty?
Well,
I can't wait to move on from this conversation. This is so boring to me.
Yo, hilarious.
No, but this is
it's very interesting, very
It's
modern.
very-
No. The,
interesting.
the truth is, I think the whole NFT thing is right now where it is. I think that there's a portion of artists that understand, but I think the general public doesn't understand anything about
They
NFTs.
don't.
Nor do they
I don't
care.
think artists understand. I think rich
Oh,
people
yeah, which is
understand.
important.
all I
have that
want,
conversation.
all I want while I'm here, all I want is flow to take their flow out and let me send flow from one flow number to another flow number, and we will have PayPal in the Caribbean. That's all
Let
I
me
gotta
send
say.
flow.
Sir?
Simple. Flow or
Are
did
you
you sell?
recording, right?
Flow or did you sell? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
I feel like
They're in every island, 22 islands. Flow
Okay,
too,
yeah, I know
right?
what you're
Correct.
saying.
We all have credit on our phone. You all have a phone number. If I can send credit from my number to your number, it is PayPal for the Caribbean.
I feel like CIBC doing a decent job. I think Scotiabank got
CIBC
similar
is a
too.
bank. Flow, I can walk in a
Oh.
gas station and buy a SIM card and send you $100 in Barbados instant. If that was in fact in case. So what's stopping them? So fuck all this NFT shit. Just let me get PayPal first, and then we can work our way up.
That's a good. I think. Oh, but you go ahead. Go for your sentence.
No, I was gonna say, I just feel like the reason why that would be difficult to implement is because a lot of the financial institutes want it for themselves.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be very. I feel like anytime, I feel like anytime like
I
anybody
don't
will
feel
try
like
that.
flow though. We can talk afterwards.
Yeah, correct.
Anything anybody try that, I think I'm easy to implement because
Yeah.
a lot of people can be like, "Oh, you had that idea? I had that idea too."
I think I've heard that before. I've heard
No, that was
Yeah,
I was
I mean,
calling
yeah.
someone. I was calling someone.
No,
man.
I quoted an email. I get that.
I did too, I was working for them.
I just find it funny how
You see, and Money was doing it too, but they get shot by the bank. So if they can't get through, we're not gonna get through. Pain.
Marcus, want to move on, man.
Yeah.
We could make a double this.
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
actually brilliant though. But anyway, we're
What-
gonna curse you after.
what recommendations now that you have become an artist that you have learned in this artist world and thing? What advice do you have for artists moving forward?
Okay. Very important. When you start off, ask the producer how much for the rhythm, pay him for the rhythm, pay him in full, get a receipt. Personally, I have commitment issues, so I don't really have a manager. I have a booking. Well, I mean, he's basically still a manager.
Boss leaves the chat.
Basically my family. But I always recommend people get like a booking agent to start off because it's less commitment. If you have a song that's already popping and people want to see you, all you need is someone to mediate the conversation in between, and that's enough. You don't need someone to run your life, you know, and
Right.
exactly.
Yeah, we cut in all this part.
for the initial stages.
He's an artist manager.
Yeah.
he got like 3-4 artists.
Yeah. And what else? Now, final thing. Buy a microphone yourself. You know, like don't just keep going to the studio. You know, because
We're in a studio.
Yeah.
What is happening?
You know, I mean, it's good. You have your studio, your producer,
Yeah,
but even if you're traveling, just buy a microphone, buy an Audio Technica 4040 for like a little $200, and learn how to record the vocals. Because then you can send your music to your producer and save yourself a lot of time.
Yeah, I talk about you.
That's all my advice. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Yeah.
That's actually good advice.
Is that what I thought he was gonna say? I thought he was gonna say put out things. But wishes. I thought
What's on music? I post things every day. Post shit every single day. If you're a bossing artist, wake up in the morning, walk outside and do bare Russell and post it. Yota.
You know, we actually had a conversation with that. I know you have to leave, and we had a conversation on a previous podcast. I think it was the podcast with Shay.
Mm-hmm.
How much time you got? Let me know.
Hey, what's the time, if I
You got the time?
And get Starbucks. Yeah, I can get.
But little stab never hurt nobody. You
You're
get
right.
mashed by boxes. You can take a knife.
Correct. No.
Fine.
The boxy is soft. The knife is short.
Hello, stop it. I've been killing the body.
The knife is short. The boxy is soft. Right? Except for the boxy cheekbone, Nasby. You know, you go tackle it.
So we say he's going to get a bony girl.
You go tackle it you go tackle it on an angle. You know, you don't deliver a direct jet to a bony girl. You go hit it for rolling motion.
We're cancelled.
Correct.
That's so illegal.
We had a quantity versus quality argument.
Mm-hmm.
And the argument basically went that artists need to put out more music to become a part of the social media virality whatever machine, but with a lot of quality requires that the quantity. With a lot of quantity means that the quality may get reduced.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying that the quality, if the quality gets reduced just a bit for the quantity to come out, that shouldn't be an issue. However, a good point was made that if the quality gets reduced, then that looks bad on your brand, even though you're putting out a lot of music and trying to become viral.
Yeah.
So what's your take on the whole quality versus quantity scenario within social media and stuff?
Well, I feel like as if I agree with Shay if he was talking about the quality being the more important thing.
Interesting.
You know, I agree I think that you should set your standard. So like, you know, right now I think I have like a standard quality, you know, in terms I know what equipment I use, know what kind of lighting I go for, and how I want things to sound, and that's the base. But I also know like what the full works looks like, how I can do something to the maximum scale. And like people can like scroll through my page and they can see the difference. You know, you can see when I do a post for the day to fill, and you can see when I've actually like put some production into doing a post, and that's what you're paying for. So I think that you need to post everything. You know, post a great quality and then post a shite in between, so people can see the shite and be like, yeah, this man got range.
That's motivating.
Post everything.
As a master, that's all about everything.
Okay, so there's a threshold.
Yeah. I
There's
mean,
a threshold of quality.
We got a minimum quality. You know, I have my base.
Masterpiece.
Yeah.
A masterpiece every time.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, you know, you have to put some shite music in between your bangers as well, so that people don't think that you're out there, like, you know, talking to God directly.
Listen, that is very. I love that. Also, that can make it more relatable. Be like, that's actually very good. That's very smart.
Oh my God,
Jesus Christ, bro!
Damn it!
Finally,
Same thing.
Finally, what do you, now that you have put out Brawling, and you want, I guess, of course, you want another song to be just as successful.
Yeah.
Do you have a formula in mind for how you would get that done?
I have a plan. My plan is to get together my 10 rhythms for Whatlessness, all 10 of them one time, all dub rhythms. I'm gonna sit and listen to them for a good set of time just to see who I think fits best on each song with me. And I'm going to record drafts and drop them on Twitter the exact same way, followed by a TikTok, followed by a video, and hopefully Rihanna will repost it in her IG live.
Shansia. Or Rakim or
Shansia or Ruby Rose, because I really want to bite Ruby Rose's balls.
So do I actually.
Now that Rihanna has done that disgusting thing to me, Ruby.
Have sexual intercourse with her boyfriend? How dare she?
Ooh.
I'm not saying Ruby. This man here, so he ain't sure. One thing I'm sure about is you. Understand? So this year, you know, I didn't get to see you in Bahamas, but I can see you shortly o'clock. God bless you, sweet girl.
Because Ruby's watching this right now.
She can watch this. She can watch this. You know, direct.
If anybody
Ruby, I can bite your balls this year respectfully. I promise you. Understand? So correct. What was I talking about?
Can I as a DJ I don't want to say critique or advice. I don't want to use either word. But you said you want to do old dub rhythms. Can I recommend you sample old dub rhythms? Because old dub rhythms are a lot slower than we think they are.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I understand.
Right. Okay.
I understand.
Right.
But you see that basically what I want all the rhythms to be is a boom tit tit. I don't want boom tit tit.
Right.
Tit,
Right.
So anything along those lines. It could be
so
drum,
the essence
steel
of old dub.
Correct. I want the correct.
Right, that's why I tell you. I don't think you want that 95, 96,
I don't
right?
Right, but it could work. It could work. It could work.
It could work.
The thing about Brawling, though, Brawling was infectious, bro. Like I didn't feel like that beat print, that 105, 106, 108, that vibe now is where it at.
All right, so let me try to bust the song right here, right? So after I say every verse, I need you to go, huh? All right, this is my final thing for this show.
Let's do it.
All right,
let's do it. Okay.
All right.
He got saying form.
Let me hear real quick. You go get and sing. All right, ready? You ever see a girl's walk out like a pot cake?
Sorry.
Okay. That was a dry run. We're taking it easy. We're getting our throat clear. Okay, let's do it again. All right. Everybody's ready.
This guy.
Bro,
we're recording, right? Jesus Christ, that was beautiful.
Man, I paused. Mom was like, what did he say? What did he say? All
right, one second.
All right, man.
Let's do it.
Let me go. We cheating here.
Yeah.
You ever see a girl's walk out like a pot cake? Like boys late, girls late, beer shade. Once the cheek start to move, it's a big fight. Let me holler out for God bless me, AC. Let me stop my mama, with me jamma. Face Bajan, ass Alabama. And I asked where she from, and she did tell me Ghana. Let me pop out my eyes, no Louisiana.
The whole song can link you, dog. The song can link you, brother.
What is this? The album coming out just now. You just heard from Father Philis. And with that being said, I know podcast.
Thanks for having me, sir. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for watching the INO podcast, Information, Knowledge, Observation. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you soon.